My MacBook is dying sooner than I think. Not very long ago, macOS Monterey has just been announced at WWDC 2021. It's not the most exciting macOS update in history, but there are certain features I do appreciate, including a redesign for Safari, the Shortcuts app to optimize my workflow, and probably the coolest demo at WWDC 2021, a feature called Universal Control, letting you use a single mouse, trackpad, or keyboard to control different Macs and iPads. It was just something about how nonchalant Craig was, dragging and dropping items across these devices. It was very satisfying. But good things aside, as we dig through the features of macOS Monterey, we will find out that some of the features are only available on Macs with the M1 chip. That includes the MacBook Air, 13-inch MacBook Pro, Mac Mini, and 24-inch iMac. And as the Apple Silicon gets more and more attention from Apple, we all know what's coming: the demise of Intel Macs. Hey everyone, this is Clem from Future Reference. Before we all get up in arms saying that Apple is deliberately phasing out the Intel Macs, I think it's only rational for us to look at what features can be justified to be M1 exclusive and what features cannot be justified. One thing to bear in mind is that the introduction of Apple Silicon, which is what the M1 chip is not just about performance. There are indeed features like a unified memory architecture that can speed up RAM access, but Apple is more interested in allocating system tasks to specific components in the M1 chip. These include a dedicated image signal processor that analyzes the camera feed coming from the FaceTime camera, the secure enclave to store and verify your fingerprint with the Touch ID sensor, and the Neural Engine that is dedicated to accelerate neural network operations. And as new generations of macOS are introduced by Apple, it is understandable that Apple would want to optimize some of the new features to use the dedicated components of the Apple Silicon, and therefore leaving Intel processors behind. And here with macOS Monterey, I would regard some features to be justifiable to be M1 exclusive. And most of these features have something to do with the Neural Engine of the M1 chip. First of all, with portrait mode in FaceTime video calls. During a video call, the background will be blurred while your face stays in focus. Some of the video calling apps like Zoom and Microsoft Teams are offering a similar feature, but in most times you would notice some sort of jankiness around the perimeter of your face. With algorithms optimized for facial recognition, the Neural Engine of the M1 chip can make the portrait mode more true to life, despite the Mac not having a true depth camera system. The Neural Engine also serves as the backbone for live text, a feature that enables text information to be identified and extracted from photos. The Neural Engine has been used for identifying QR codes in the camera app for quite some time, but with new algorithms, the capabilities of the Neural Engine can be expanded once again. What's more, Apple has always been very vocal about data privacy, so it's not surprising at all that Apple is trying to make speech-to-text dictation to be done on-device. Here, Apple has put new algorithms onto the Neural Engine such that the transcription of your speech, whether for keyboard dictation or for Siri, can be processed completely offline. And because Intel processors cannot do the same, that means older Intel Macs still relies on sending all the speech data to Apple servers to be transcribed. And thus, continuous dictation for more than 60 seconds is also only available on the M1 chip. Overall, these four features are justifiable to be M1 exclusive because they really require the input of the Neural Engine to function well. But then, there's certainly other M1 exclusive features that I find unjustifiable, meaning that Apple most probably made the deliberate choice to leave Intel Macs behind. And the new Apple Maps on macOS Monterey is at the center of this storm. To make things more organized, these are the two main Apple Maps features I would like to focus on: an interactive 3D globe and more detailed maps for selected cities. First up, the new 3D globe has significantly enhanced details for mountain ranges, deserts, forests, oceans, and more. And secondly, for regions including San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, and London, we'll have a more detailed experience for exploring the city. But then, these two features are only available on the M1 chip, and I don't think that's justifiable at all. See, the most direct competitor to Apple Maps is Google Maps, and thus we can make the most direct comparison with Google Maps. At Google I/O 2021, Google is ready to bring more details to the maps as well, including road markings, pavements, pedestrian crossings, and pedestrian islands. And this feature is coming to all devices that can run Google Maps. There isn't any sorts of specific device requirements. And with Google Maps bringing this sort of highly detailed maps to approaching 50 cities by the end of 2021, this is just putting Apple Maps to shame. As for the new 3D globe feature on Apple Maps, the most direct competitor would be Google Earth. Again, Google Earth is pretty much available to any computer out there, and you don't even need Chrome to run it. You can just run it on Safari. Literally any Intel Macs can run Google Earth. If that's in mind, the argument is simple. If Google can do the similar on Intel Macs, that means that there shouldn't be any limitations barring these new features on Apple Maps from running well on Intel Macs. It shows that most probably Apple made the deliberate choice to keep the most sought-over features of Apple Maps, including the 3D globe and more detailed maps, to be exclusive for M1 Macs. And very sadly, the majority of Mac users using Intel Macs will be left out. The deliberate move to exclude Intel Macs for some macOS features is a warning sign for us all that the death of Intel Macs is near. The practice of making certain macOS features exclusive to Apple Silicon Macs is just going to get more and more common down the road. When macOS Monterey is actually released this fall, it would mark the halfway point for the 2-year transition from Intel processors to Apple Silicon. And normally, I would definitely just say, don't wait, just buy a Mac whenever you need one. But Apple is changing the game now by making some features exclusive to Apple Silicon Macs. There is a clear hierarchy of which Mac is better, the one with the Apple Silicon. And what we need to do is to catch up with the rules and play the game accordingly. Simply put, if you're looking to buy a Mac that's only available with Intel processors, meaning the 16-inch MacBook Pro, the 27-inch iMac, or even the Mac Pro, please just wait. Do everything you can to delay that purchase, or else, in just a year or two, you'll find yourself stuck with a subpar Mac with only half-baked features, and that's the least of what we want. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I wish you really take my advice of scrapping any plans of getting an Intel Mac right now. For now, leave a comment down below and tell me what you think about macOS Monterey. I'm curious to find out. This has been Clem. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you again real soon on Future Reference.